Welcome back to another episode, guys. I feel like things today got a little salty.
Well, we kind of like drilled 1.2 all the way down.
Yeah,
So.
and it wasn't that we were getting salty with each other. We were getting salty
with you.
With some of the questions. And I kind of feel a little bit guilty right now that we did. But anytime we do, it's just know that it's for the benefit of you. We're just this passionate about wanting to help you guys.
We really want to see you lose fat.
To get out of your own way. We feel like we need to just push you to get out of there. So if you feel like if you did ask a question on the show and you feel like we were attacking you, maybe we were, maybe we weren't. Check out the show and enjoy. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of
#AskLiveLeanTV.
Thanks for tuning in. This is episode number 33. Patrick Waugh, Montreal Canadiens, throwback 1986 Stanley Cup champs. Not that I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. I actually do not like the Montreal Canadiens. I don't know why that just came to my head.
And you're way off topic
Jessica
already.
doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
And Bruno's just over here like, what?
Bruno. So yeah, guys, we're on episode 33. This is the show. If you're new, we take your questions on social media when you hashtag them AskLiveLeanTV on Twitter, right here, on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit us up there. Make sure you use that hashtag. And yeah, let's jump right into the show.
All right,
if you're ready.
We love answering questions. Let's do it.
All right, I'll ask you the first one on Twitter from Jonas Baum. He said, trying to limit meat consumption. In your opinion, what is your best alternative for protein intake?
Bruno's like, meat. I love meat. Bruno eats nothing but meat, just so you guys know. Like he's a dog.
And it's like his dinner time right now.
Yeah, let's not say that word in front of him. Okay, so alternatives for meat.
First of all, my question is why, bro?
Yeah, I know. Bruno's like, that don't make no sense. No, but yeah, I totally understand, and we get this question a lot.
Why do you understand? Well,
I understand because people have like environmental reasons, or they love animals a lot. Like, so I understand there's multiple reasons why someone may not want to eat meat. We personally like to eat meat, but I do get it, that some people don't want to and are looking for alternatives, and then they always turn to us and ask us what the alternatives are, but we don't, we eat meat. And we don't look for alternatives, so we're not the best people to ask. I would say the best people to ask are people who are also living a vegan lifestyle and finding protein alternatives, because they have done more experimentation with that type of stuff. They'd be more familiar with personal experience. But
off the top of your head, like what are they? Just list.
Like vegan protein sources, like I know I personally have taken like pea protein or hemp protein or rice protein. I don't like any of them, but they are there. They're available. Like Sun Warrior is one. And then what's that Vegan Smart? We have also certain things like that. So you can do a protein powder. You can also get protein from beans and nuts and vegetables. What else?
Yeah, it's all about food combining at that point. And there are ways that you can get it, just like Jessica said, get a vegan cookbook, get a vegetarian cookbook, if you're looking
tempeh or tofu, things like that.
If you're looking to change up your lifestyle for whatever reason it is, I highly recommend you get a cookbook that is specific to that. Like our cookbook,
absolutely.
like my Eat Clean Live Lean cookbook is like a paleo inspired cookbook. So it's all about low carb, low sugar, grain-free, dairy-free.
Legume-free,
so if you wanted to go the paleo lifestyle, check out that cookbook. If you wanted to go like a quick, healthy cookbook that's only 20 minutes or less, try our Live Lean 20 diet cookbook.
Absolutely.
But if you're looking for vegan protein sources and you just don't know what you're doing, get a vegan cookbook. Let's keep moving on.
We have Liliana Merchan says, I can't seem to control my hunger for bad foods after I just had to pull an all-nighter because of schoolwork. Any advice?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the symptoms of not getting sleep is that your stress hormone, cortisol, goes through the roof. That makes you crave quick bursts of sugar. So that's why you're raiding the fridge or
looking for energy, because what you really need is sleep.
Yeah, what you really need is sleep. So what I would say is focus on what is the problem. What's making that happen? You know what the answer is. It's sleep. And you're going to say, well, I'm doing all-nighters at school or whatever it is. But I mean, I graduated college, like I did it, I managed, I worked 3 jobs and went to school at the same time. Like it's just one of those,
time management.
I'm not calling you out, but I'm just saying it's one of those things, like, you're not alone in this. Like, other people have done it, I've done it. You can do it. You just have to time manage, get your ish together.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say it's a matter of poor time management. And, as much as like people are, oh no, I'm managing my time just fine. I just have so much work that I can't get it all done. I think like if you really checked, how much time are you spending on social media? How much time are you spending on your lunch break? Or like there's little
watching
things,
this YouTube show.
I know. It's like, and I hate to say that because of course I want you guys to watch this, and I feel like it's a great way to learn things and be a part of the fitness community and everything, to be active and social online. But I do think that if that's the reason that you're up all night finishing your schoolwork, then maybe like reprioritize.
Yeah.
Because the truth is there are enough hours in the day for everything that you want to do. Granted, some people are in different situations where you have a full-time job and you're full-time at school and you have kids and like all this madness going on in your life. And yeah, that's hard. That's real. But keep in mind those are choices.
It's not to say that you need to have 8 solid hours a night. Like, yes, that's optimal, but if you don't get that, it's not going to be the end of the world. Just strive for 6 hours or strive for 5 hours. It's better than having like no hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So just like you said, like if we looked at your calendar and we sat down with you and we were like, okay, let's go through it hour by hour. Let's find out what you're doing. I'm sure, just like people who say they can't afford food because they have no money, if we went through your budget one by one, I could guarantee you that there's things that we could cut out. There's things that we could cut out that would make you sleep better, that would make you be able to afford better, high quality food. So, I just kind of throw it back to you is like, are you being really true to yourself? Are you being really honest that you just can't find the time to sleep?
Yeah, and the other thing I think is the junk food cravings usually come when you have no healthy food prepared. Like that even happens to me. Like if I look at my fridge is empty, my first thought is like, where should I go out to eat? Like, don't you think too? I'm like, I want to order some takeout because you don't want to like go through the whole, when you're starving, you don't want to go through the whole grocery shopping, preparing a meal, blah, 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 blah. That's why we recommend cooking in bulk.
Yeah. So Liliana, I don't mean to be calling you out. Hopefully this isn't coming across as me just like pointing, but I just want you to realize that we make choices in life, and the outcomes that we have in our life, we have to either make the best of it or not. So when it comes to not getting enough sleep, you can control that. When it comes to choosing the types of foods when you're really hungry, you can control that. And like Jessica said, I think the tip that you take away from this whole thing is prepare your foods in advance. So when you're having those cravings, focus on your why. Why should you eat healthy, and what is your optimal goal for your health? It's to to maintain or to get better than what you're doing. Taking junk food is not going to get you any closer to that.
Right.
Eating prepared healthy food will.
Right. And one of the things, like when I was in college, I was really struggling with this because that was also the time in my life when I was really focused on my fitness goals and trying to transform. And it was hard for me to manage both school and work and having a fitness transformation at the same time. But whenever I had cravings like that, because I get it, when you have finals come up or when you're in a really hard class and you're struggling to get your grades up, you may pull some all-nighters sometimes because you're trying to do really quality work, and so you're putting your all into it, and then you feel like you have nothing left to give to your fitness or other parts of your life. But I would sit there and have cravings and be like, I really want some Cheetos right now, and then you start to think, oh, I deserve it, and all these like thoughts come into your head that kind of convince you that it's okay because you've had this stress or because it's late at night or whatever is the reason. You come up with all these reasons why you should do it, and then you can just as easily come up with reasons why you shouldn't. So that's what I would do, is kind of play a pros and cons game in my head, where I would come up with 3 good reasons why I should, and then I would come up with 4 good reasons why I shouldn't. So always just have like 1 extra reason why you shouldn't, and that's like what he's saying, your reason why. Mine would always be like, because I want to get fit. Like it was so strong for me that it could overcome any craving.
Bottom line here is you are in control, and by asking this question, you're showing that you want to make a change. So congratulations for asking that question. Now it's your time to execute on it, prepare those foods, and try to get that sleep.
Forget your why.
Try to get that sleep. Remember, this is just temporary with this school thing. It's only short term.
Yes. School doesn't last forever.
Other people, like both of us have been there. We both pulled all-nighters in school, but look where we are now. Like we got out of it. We got through it with preparation for success with food. So let's move on.
Okay, so Miriam B says, you recently reviewed Atkins Lift bars and drinks. Both had sugar and sucralose ingredients, so why you gave passing grade? Why you gave passing grade?
Let me see. Sucralose, yeah, so there was sucralose in some of those, and I actually mentioned that in the blog post review that I would prefer it not to have that. I would prefer it to have stevia. But when you're in a crunch, sucralose is not the worst thing in the world. I've mentioned this a few times. Like, it's not to say that you should have these things every single day, but when it comes to a quick snack that you need at the grocery store, or
you're
traveling, having just that little bit of sucralose like one time is not going to be the end of all things. You say that there's sugar in it. I don't think there is sugar in it. If you go back and look at the Atkins Lift protein drink, it sweetens with sucralose. That means there's no sugar in it. And the protein bar, if I remember correctly, it's not sugar, it's all fiber. So the actual net carbs in it are low, because I think there's, if I remember correctly, there's like 16 grams of fiber in it. It's like one of the, what are those protein bars called, the healthy ones? Jeez, the name is just blowing my mind. Quest.
Oh.
It's like a Quest bar, really high in fiber, which negates a lot of those carbohydrates. So that was the reason why. But like I said, I specifically said that in the review that I gave it. I would much prefer it to be sweetened with stevia. But when you're in a crunch, when you're in a pinch, that Atkins protein drink and the protein bar were clean versus 99% of the other stuff out there. So once again, guys, we're not striving for perfection all the time. We're just striving to be, progress, and just try to, if we're in those crunch times, minimize the damage. And that this was an actual option that works with that. So
yeah, I think a really important thing for you guys to remember is that it's not about being a perfectionist. And Brad and I aren't perfectionists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you guys to sit over there thinking like, oh, they never eat this and they never do that, and like never, never, never. Like it's not an all or never situation. Like if we were in a crunch and we were in a pinch and we had nothing else to eat, we would eat things that have sugar or sucralose in them. Like it's going to happen from time to time, and we don't stress about it because it's not what we're doing daily.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like it's a one-off. It's like just on occasion.
Right. And stressing over that stuff, I think, is more harmful for your health than just going ahead and doing it. Like I hate to see people like stressing out, because as you guys know, stress is really bad for you. Stress is one of the contributors to stubborn belly fat. And so I think if you're stressing over the ingredients in foods that you have occasionally, that's worse for you than just having them occasionally.
And it's funny because on Snapchat the other day, we shared a photo of eating pizza, and then somebody like snaps you back like, you guys eat pizza?
I know, like, I get that a lot. Oh my God, you eat cookies?
I feel like we are so open with our lifestyle that we are not perfect. We reinforce that so many times, yet people still, regardless of how much we talk about it, they still think all we eat is celery all day.
Yeah, and have you ever gotten the one like, oh, I'm so glad to see that you're human? Like, did you ever think I wasn't human?
Yeah.
Do we really come off as like perfect health robots? Yeah. Like, I just hope that that's not the way we're portraying our life to you, because we are really trying to like share all that we do, and even show you our cheat meals, and like let you know that we have bad days too.
Like we're giving you like a lens into our lifestyle, being so active on social media and with our vlogs and everything else. So it's like, we're not getting 8 hours sleep a night a lot of times because we have a baby.
We have a newborn right now.
So we're having these cravings, but we're also doing things to minimize it by, like we said earlier, preparing our food, focusing on our why. So hopefully these things that we talk about time and time again are resonating with you guys, and you're not just watching these shows, but you're actually executing on them. And
forget about perfection. Perfection is not cool, bro.
My question to you from Snapchat, Sarah Smile, 1984. What would you say to grandparents who express concern that you aren't feeding your child white rice and other white carbs?
Wow, they would be concerned about that?
Old school mentalities need to be broken.
Okay. I feel like we're lucky because we're not in that position, because our parents are really healthy and they understand like that. I mean, our baby's not even eating solid foods yet, but if we do get to that point and anyone expresses concern about anything we are or aren't feeding to our baby, I think my reaction would just kind of be like, you know, thanks for your input.
You do you.
But like, yeah, I'll do me and you do you.
No, but
like,
I do.
That's what I would say.
I
probably.
do get it. I do get it because it's grandparents. So it's your parents are telling you like, why aren't you doing this?
Because they probably fed you that way.
I would honestly just say like, listen, like this is what I tell my mom. Like sometimes, like my mom grew up on a dairy farm.
Yeah.
And so to see her kid not drink milk, because I guzzled milk when I was a kid, like guzzled it, and to see her kid not drink milk anymore, she's like surprised, shocked, whatever it may be.
I think she's come to terms with it now.
And I'm just like, you know, things change. New science comes out. Like there's new research. There's new studies.
We're not living in the 30 years ago. This is today.
Stay on top of things and do it in a kind way because it is your parents. But,
yeah, I know.
You know, like that's the way I handle with my parents. Like they know white carbs are not good, so they never hit me with that stuff. But it's the dairy thing with my mom. But you know, we just have that open dialogue, and it's once I said, you do you, I'll do me.
Yeah, I think you kind of just have to stand your ground and tell them I'm doing the best that I know how to do for my child.
Yeah.
You know, and also, you know, come up with a reason why. Like even ask yourself, why are you not feeding your kid these things? And if you have a really good reason, then it'll help you explain it to them.
Yeah, I guess that's another good point is that if you can't tell them why, then they have a right to question you, really.
Right. Yeah,
it's
you
like,
should know why you're doing what you're doing.
So it's just because we tell you, you know, or you hear in the media or whatever it is.
The reason is not Brad and Jess told me not to.
Yeah, not to eat white rice. It's like whenever we do videos, we give you a reason why we don't want you doing that or why we don't specifically do that. So it's not just to not do it, it's to not do it and to know why you're not doing, and then you can pass it forward. That's like one of the concepts that I talk about in my book, thinkandlivelean.com, is that, you know, I'm teaching you things, but in order for you guys to really absorb it, you have to then go teach other people it. That's like one of the main things of learning is not only just take it in, but teach it to somebody else. So maybe that's a good kind of tip for anybody out there who's been questioned on why they're doing certain things is, you know, take a little bit step further, like figure out why it is you're doing what you're doing.
And when you're on the spot and someone asks you, why are you doing that? That really makes you kind of self-reflect and be like, well, why am I doing this? You know, so I think that's it's a good thing they're asking you. One of the things I would say that just kind of came to mind is I believe that there are better, more nutritious sources of carbs for my child. Yeah. That's what I would say.
That are not refined.
Right, exactly.
That, you know,
more natural, more holistic, one ingredient from the earth. I don't know. That's kind of the spiel I would go on, but you can tell them whatever you feel. Okay, Dex2Real says, why do you drink lemon water first thing in the morning? What are the benefits from it?
Oh, lemon water, bro.
Bringing it back to the lemon water video.
Honestly, like, that was one of my first videos I ever did. Was
I wonder,
lemon water.
Dex, have you seen that video?
That's what I was going to say. Is go watch the video.
He
because
must have seen it. I feel like everyone's seen it.
I would explain it all in the video, and I still, to this date, that's probably one of the most commented videos I have with people asking questions that I specifically said exactly in the video. Like,
word for word.
Like, should I drink cold? Should I drink it cold? Should I drink it warm? I specifically say in the video. How much water should I use? I specifically said it in the video. And showed it. So you're asking me, I'm going to assume, Dex, that you haven't seen the video because you're asking, like, we're making fun of these people because you're asking me a question right now. What are the benefits from it? I specifically say the benefits in that video. Yes. So go watch the video.
Not only does it tell you everything you need to know about lemon water, it's also freaking adorable with his pink cutting board and his dog sleeping in the background.
This is old school Brad where I didn't know like what I was doing on camera. It took me like, it was just like one of these moments where, good morning and welcome to my kitchen. I want to show you today.
No personality.
How I make lemon water. And this may look like a pink cutting board, but it's really white.
No, I think you said something like, don't make fun of me for having a pink
This is my dog in the background sleeping. Anyway, it was a funny video. Even if you already know why you're drinking lemon water, go watch the video, laugh at me.
Yeah, just for fun. Oh, I lost the questions.
All right. Next question on Snapchat from MFDV says, wanted to ask for your next Ask Liveling TV chat. Do you have any tips, recommendations to stay on track while traveling?
I feel like we've talked about this in previous episodes, but should we just go ahead and do it again?
Yeah.
All right. So while traveling, number one thing, don't stress out about what you're eating while traveling. I think we already kind of talked about that.
The theme of this show.
I know. Stop stressing about things that are short-term or temporary or occasional.
Unless you're traveling for like a year.
Yeah. If you're the type of person that travels every weekend or every day, then you do need to worry about it. But if you're traveling maybe 3-4 times a year, not that big of a deal.
I guess it's a good point to make, guys, that if you're doing the things that we're talking about on this show and you've been doing them consistently for, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 1 day or 2 days or 3 days or even a week of getting away from that and doing poor things is not going to ruin all your progress.
Right.
So even if you took this 7-day vacation and you just went against everything we talked about on the show, as long as when you get back home and you get back on the track, on the train to living lean again, all that stuff in the last 7 days is not like a big issue whatsoever. It's in the past. Keep moving forward.
It's small enough that it's not going to affect everything. But yeah, keep moving forward. But also tips for traveling. I mean, you can bring healthy foods with you. Like bake some of the snacks from Eat Clean Live Lean cookbook, and like the brownie bites and like muffins and things like that are really easy to put in a Ziploc baggie, throw in your carry-on bag. It's not that hard to do. You can also bring things like nuts, beef jerky.
Yep.
There's a lot of foods that are easy to travel with.
Drink a lot of water whenever you can. So when you are out to eat, always have a drink a glass of water before you have your meal. Take the stairs whenever you have a chance to take the stairs. Don't take the elevator. Go for a walk at night or go for a walk in the morning. If you don't have access to a gym, like use outdoors as your gym.
But I was going to say, use the hotel gym, because almost every single hotel on this planet has a gym in it.
Yep.
So instead of just going there and like dicking around, I'm sorry to say the word dick, but like, instead of going in there and just like doing whatever you feel like at the moment, take a workout plan in there. Like in our Team Live Lean workout programs, we have plenty that are just body weight only that you can do. You don't even need to go in the gym for those. You could do it like actually in your hotel room, or you can do ones that use minimal equipment like dumbbells or cables and stuff, but follow a program so that you actually stick to an entire duration instead of just going in there for 5 minutes and then heading to the pool,
I'm bored.
Yeah, because it's hard. I admit that it is hard to work out when you're on vacation, because part of you is in vacation mentality mode, which is kind of like I don't feel like working right now.
Which is okay.
Kind of
like when you're in that vacation mode, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to say is it's okay even if you go away on a 7-day vacation and you don't work out, but just try to take the stairs, like I said, or try to add a couple glasses of water in there, or try some fruit, like, you know what I mean? Yes. Like just little things. It's not to say you can't have a drink or you can't have a piece of pie or whatever it is. Like enjoy your life. That's what living lean is, guys. It's a full lifestyle. It's from here to here. It's not just like this little 3-week window where you're dieting hard and you're working out hard and then you just give up after that 3 weeks. This is for the rest of your life. So there's going to have these moments that are going to challenge you. Just get through them. Like you guys can do it. I know it.
And just know if you're traveling less than, 3 to 4 times a year, you don't have to worry about it. Like you can really do whatever you want during that and just live lean the rest of the time. Okay, Prophet3 says, "What's up, y'all? What's your thoughts on grapefruits? Ever had them? They're a fruit that doesn't get talked about a lot."
Yeah, I mean,
I love grapefruits.
You eat grapefruits. It's not like it's not. I don't
eat them like regularly.
I think it's because they're not talked about a lot because it's not like one of the sweet craving fruits, like bananas and apples, I did a video on grapefruits specifically. This was another old school Brad video back in the day when I did the superfoods, the 18 top fitness superfoods, and at that time,
They made it into the list.
Yeah, I remember my mother told me, she's like, I'm watching your superfood videos and I really feel like you should have grapefruit in there.
She did?
Because she has grapefruits, and I was like, I looked into it and it's like, there's a lot of benefits to grapefruits.
They are good for you.
So without us getting too long, because the video is kind of getting long here, but without us getting too into it, go check out that video. We'll link that down below. And it gives you a breakdown of grapefruits, like a lot of people have them first thing in the morning, which you can give it a try.
When I was young, I actually had them growing in my backyard along with all other citrus. So we used to make kind of a citrus lemonade that was grapefruit, lemon, lime, and sugar, but I wouldn't make that now. Grapefruits, I find they're sweet enough on their own. I eat them occasionally,
You
like,
do, yeah. You order them, and like I'll have. If I see you having them, I'll have them. Like
yeah, but I wouldn't say it's like a staple in my grocery cart, but yeah, I do. I think of them as like a common fruit. So I'm surprised you're saying like, have you ever had them? Like,
yeah,
definitely, I've had like hundreds probably.
But they're not like a common fruit. Like if we stopped 10 people on the street and said name 3 fruits, like they would not say grapefruit.
Right, it's kind of a bottom of the list fruit, but I do like it.
Okay. Next question on Snapchat from Mick Guy I says, what can you add to smoothies to give them extra protein without using any form of protein powder?
Nut butter?
Yeah, you could add nut butter, but the one thing...
Seeds?
I thought you said Pepsi.
Oh, hemp seeds, not
protein
Pepsi.
flavored Pepsi?
Not Pepsi.
Yeah, you could add all that, but the thing I was thinking of is egg whites.
Oh, yes.
So you can buy egg whites in a carton.
Yes.
And they're already pasteurized.
Yeah.
So you just pour them in, and it actually fluffs up your shake as well.
It'll make it really like frothy.
Yeah, it's good actually. Like maybe some people are like drinking egg whites raw.
But honestly, it's not slimy.
You don't even notice it in there.
Yeah, it's fine.
So that's it. But just like you said, like nut
any
butters,
kind of nuts.
they have, but it's not a full complete protein, so it's not as good as egg whites, chia seeds, hemp seeds,
any kind of seed.
Those sort of things. But like if you're looking for a quick absorbing protein source in a shake for after your workout, like unfortunately protein powder.
I was about to say chicken. What about that Mike Chang chicken? Or was it tuna?
I can't even remember whose video it was.
Somebody on YouTube.
Somebody was like, here's like ways to get cheap protein. And
there was Pepsi in that.
Pepsi and tuna or something
Diet
in
Coke? I don't know. That's nasty.
That is nasty.
But you can do it if you want to. Put a can of tuna in a smoothie. I'm not going to judge.
And so yeah, there's some options for you.
Emily Jane 109 says, I've been following you guys for a while, but haven't caught your opinion on beans as a source of fiber, protein, fat. Do you eat them often, and do they qualify as a superfood?
Beans means.
Were they in your list of 18 superfoods?
No.
Not even old school Brad would eat
beans and Brad don't go together. That's why you never hear we do talk about them, because I talk about them not going together with me.
We talk about them sometimes as like an alternative source for people who won't eat meat, like putting rice and beans together helps you get a complete protein. But like in our diet, not as much. I do like them occasionally. Actually, last night I made burritos and I bought black beans. Brad did not touch them.
No, I was like, what?
Thank goodness, because to my benefit.
I was like, what are these for?
I didn't have to hear any noises later.
It's not hearing the noise, it's smelling the noises.
Smelling any noises?
Smelling the smells, the aromas.
Yeah.
But no,
it's not fun for me.
For me, beans, my gut's digestive system's not friendly with beans. And you guys, like, you figure this stuff out over time. Like, I used to try beans.
But you actually took an allergy test, and beans were one of the offenders.
Yeah, I took an allergy test, and that was what came out. So I don't even like beans anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'm okay with them. I digest them fine. I like them somewhat. They definitely are not my favorite food, but they're okay. Yeah. And I don't mind if they're in things like burritos.
Do you find they bloat you though?
No, I actually. He makes fun of me.
He's the unicorn over here.
I have a digestive system that can handle like literally anything.
She does.
I'm lucky. I don't get like tummy upset like ever. But yeah, I don't choose beans that often as like part of my diet, just because there are better things out there, and also my husband doesn't eat them.
Yeah, like I was gonna say to you, like for instance, like people eat, like you said, protein, like mix
rice
it with,
and beans.
For protein and for fiber is usually the two reasons.
I have written them into people's meal plans if they don't eat meat.
Like you eat like protein, so you get from your beef, your chicken, your eggs, all that stuff, which is a higher quality sources of protein. Also, you get your fiber from eating tons of vegetables and fruits.
Right, exactly.
So it's like,
so I don't find anything's missing.
It's a better quality calories from those two things than beans.
Right. But if you're the type of person who like is okay with eating meat, but you don't want to eat it all the time or several times daily, then you can put beans in there sometimes as an alternative substitute. But just know that the nutritional like macros are not 1-for-1 on that. Like you have to eat more beans to get the same amount of protein as you would with chicken.
And the more beans you eat, the more stanky you're gonna be.
The magical fruit.
It makes you toot.
Yeah, exactly. They're very well known for making people toot.
Okay, guys, last question of this show is from Snapchat. K Lazy says, what is your opinion on kombucha? Will it stall your progress since there is sugar added, even though it's classified as a health food?
I love kombucha. I know that, what?
I think kombucha tastes like bad breath.
Yeah, every time he takes a sip of mine, he's like, ugh, bad breath. But I think it's great. It has a bit of like a vinegary taste to it to me. I don't think it tastes like bad breath. And I love carbonation. So for me, that's like, I'd much rather have a kombucha than like a soda. I don't like soda. And even better than like sparkling water because it has flavor. But
it doesn't have much added sugar in it though, does it?
No, here's the thing about the sugar. The sugar, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like what kombucha is or how it's made, but it has a mother. You know this, right? Just like apple cider vinegar has a mother, which basically is like a bacteria cluster, and it looks like a big booger floating in there. So it's kind of nasty when you think about it. But what happens is it's tea, and then it's like brewed tea, and then there's sugar added, and then the bacteria eats the sugar and like ferments. So by the time you're drinking that kombucha, you're not really getting the sugar because it's been fermented by the bacteria. So it's definitely much different than drinking like a soda or something.
So now you know.
But that being said, I would not drink kombucha every single day. I still do consider it as an occasional kind of treat type of thing. Partially just because carbonation, I think every day, like, I don't know about you, but carbonation does actually make me feel bloated.
Yeah.
And it makes me burp. And so I don't think that's very ladylike. I don't think that's very appropriate for an everyday type of situation. It's fine for sometimes, but I don't recommend daily. Plus, it's going to get expensive because kombuchas are like, I think $5 a bottle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would save it for here and there, not daily. Was that it? Like, just what's your opinion on it?
Yeah. There you go.
That's my opinion. And his opinion is bad breath.
Bad breath. Like, yeah. I'll just drink water.
Yeah.
I'm good with water.
Honestly, we love water. And we think it's like appalling that most people don't love water. We're like, how can you not love this stuff? It's keeping you alive.
It amazes me that.
What the heck?
But it was an acquired taste, so I do understand.
Maybe you got over
I completely understand why people don't like water, because growing up, we never had a glass of water at the dinner table when we were eating. Like, it was milk.
Milk.
Like, shout out to my parents, it was never soda, which was great.
Exactly.
But I always had milk, and I always had juice during lunch or breakfast or whatever, but there was never water served. And so when I first started getting the health, like, I was trying to drink water because I knew I was supposed to, and it was just so weird to me. But now it's like I'm thirsty right now. Like, I'm craving
I'd love some water right now.
a refreshing drink of water right now.
But yeah, if there's one like simple hack to losing weight that is like the simplest thing of all time, it's replacing whatever you normally drink with pure water.
Yeah, well,
it's just like the easiest way to lose weight.
And typically, it's what the people who need to lose weight are drinking is soda. And
I know, but
such a substantial.
But also alcoholic.
Oh,
alcoholic drinks. I feel like if you were to, I'm assuming you're over 21. If you are having like a beer or a wine or something like every night after dinner, if you just replace all of those with water, you'd see like 5 pounds melt off you in a week, I think.
Whoa, there's a bold
just
statement.
Throwing it out there. It depends. Yeah.
We have to put a little
asterisk
there. Brad Guthrow does not support that claim, nor does Live Lean TV. This is Jessica all on her own.
It's like a personal.
Sometimes we have to do that because she goes on her little tangents, and I don't agree. And
I'm just saying, I don't know how much exactly and how long, but you will lose some weight over time. How about we just say that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes.
All right, guys, that's it.
Carried away.
Thanks for the show. Question of the day. I think it's my turn because last week it was your question. You got mad at me because I...
What?
Remember that?
Did you please edit that part out?
I don't know.
You better.
Anyway, guys, question of the day to you guys is... What is the question? I'm like...
He's cracking under pressure.
I've gone blank. Question of the day for you guys is, since Thanksgiving is coming up, what is your favorite food on Thanksgiving? And do you classify it as healthy or not healthy? Let us know in the comments below.
Okay, then.
All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for your questions. As always, we could not do this show without your involvement. So keep being involved and keep coming up with creative stuff. We love it.
And thanks for watching and keep
living lean.
Living lean.
Boy.
Boy. Big shout out to all our Live Lean podcast listeners. We love you and would so appreciate it if you would give this podcast a review. We need your feedback to improve and grow. So please give us a review right now.